Hey guys, it's Kelsey, and this is my second layout for How to Kill a Kit with Style November. So you guys know for this month I am using Vickie Boutin's Wildflower and Honey, which was sent to me by Scrapbook Your Joy. Thank you guys so much. I am guest designing for them this month, so you may see some of these layouts pop in on their blog. For this one, I wanted to kind of tone it down a little bit and pick some of the papers I really liked and do a more, not monochromatic, but not as crazy as my first layout. My first layout, I wanted to play with all the things, and I know it turned out a little crazy, which is fine. But there's a lot of color, a lot of stuff, mixed media, die cuts, colors everywhere. So for this one, I just kind of wanted to pull it back a little bit, do kind of one of my go-to designs, and kind of do some more simpler layers with distinct embellishment clusters that just is easy on the eye. Your eye can flow around the page and it not be as complicated as my last one, because while that one was very fun to make, your eye didn't really know where to go. So for this one, I'm starting with these two photos of me during our Maui Rainforest tour along the road to Hana. So I just glued them together and then I'm matting them as a whole on a piece of this green paper from the 6x8 paper pad. So you just saw me trim those photos down a tiny bit so I could mat it on the 6x8 paper. And then I really liked this craft background and I love this green leafy paper. So I decided that looks kind of rainforest to me, pulls in the colors from the photos. That's where I'm going to start. So I just wanted a large chunk of this green paper. I have the darker green matting my photo, and then even this craft colored paper with the text has kind of green mixed media around the outside, or looking mixed media around the outside. So I thought these papers look really nice together. I did decide to go in and ink with some brown distress ink. So I think that kind of accentuates these mixed media edges and kind of makes it look not dirty, but kind of gives you that feel. I did get very dirty and muddy during this rainforest tour because guess what? It rains a lot in the rainforest and that means there's lots of mud. So I was a hot mess by the end of this hike. We were in the rainforest for over 4 hours, which was so much fun. We saw so many like waterfalls and plants, and we got to eat a few like exotic edible blooms, which was really cool. But yeah, I just wanted that page to kind of mimic it, but in a more refined, cleaner way. Because again, I'm trying to make this page look a little bit cleaner than my last one. So I'm trying to just pull out embellishment. I'm not sure what I'm going to use. I'm pulling in a lot of green. I'm pulling in a few red embellishments just in case I want to pop. But right now I'm really liking the way the craft and the green look together. So I'm definitely pulling out anything that kind of reminds me of that. There's these, I think they're called cone flowers, but these yellow florals in the die cut set. I thought it might be nice to maybe go with pulling in yellow as a pop. I like how all three of these die cuts looked like all together, layered up as one piece. So I'm kind of laying them on the side of the photo for now, in case I decide to branch out that way. I think they look so nice like that. But yeah, I'm trying to pull in a frame. I like this kind of plain beigey one with the thick black outline. So I'm thinking I might use that to start off an embellishment cluster on the lower left-hand side. And kind of already thinking that these flowers will be on the right side in a different cluster. So that's kind of where I'm thinking so far. You see I pulled out a lot of ephemera. I'm not quite sure what direction I'm going to go in yet. But I did just cut this frame into 2 pieces so I can have it in 2 different areas. And I like using frames like that as a base for a cluster. So I'm going to get that glued down, and I'm going to go ahead and commit. As soon as I laid those flowers on the right hand side all together, I thought that looked so cute. So I'm sticking with it. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down and have that be the start of a cluster. I think it fills out that quadrant really nicely. Pulls in more green, and then you have that little pop of color. So you can see to the left there in my embellishment pile I have a few more yellow things, some lemons and stuff, so maybe I'll just pull yellow into a few other areas too, but we'll see. But I love how these frames look, just cutting them in 2 pieces and having them coming out of 2 different embellishment clusters. I just think it looks so sweet. Just takes me a minute to get all these flowers glued down. I really like the way I had them laid out the first time I laid them down. So I'm trying to get them back in that same orientation, but I don't think I got them exactly how I had them before, but it works. And then I just, since there's yellow there, I decided I'd pull something yellow into the other cluster right away too. So I have this little die cut arrow that says happiness in yellow, so I thought that was perfect. It brought that yellow over there as well. And then there's 3 paper clips that come in the ephemera packs. So this one just says this and it's black, so I thought it would be nice to maybe pull some black up there too. It's the same kind of color and texture as those 2 frames to start my 3rd embellishment cluster. And then I wanted yellow up there too, but I only had a lemon and then this little jar of flowers, which are the same flowers on the right. And I didn't really want to use both of those on the same page. So I went with the lemon to pull yellow in up there. And then I didn't think I was going to pull in another color, but I felt like it needed more. So I just tried this red flower tucked behind that cluster just for fun. And I ended up liking it. So I like the color scheme I had before without the red, but I really like how these added red things fill out the extra clusters. Because once I added the red flower there, I was like, oh, now I get to add red to the other clusters. And I had this really cute scallopy die cut that I cut into 2 pieces and put in the other areas. And I thought that looked really nice. I liked it too much to take the red back out. So red is staying. And then I'm just going through the sticker sheets and the chipboard because I used 1 chipboard piece, I think, on the first layout, and the rest of it was pretty much die cuts. I used like 2 stickers, I think, but I wanted to make sure to get more of that on this page too and not focus just on the die cuts. So this really cute black chipboard heart with the gold foiling in the middle that I put up by that little paper clip that says this. And so I decided to pull 2 other black and holographic elements into the other 2 areas. So I just have this little scallopy tag on the left hand side and this little arrow on the right hand side that kind of balances that texture around the page in my visual triangle. And then I needed my title. So I knew it was going to be on the top because I have this paper clip that says this. So I figured that could work as part of my title. So I went to my Felicity Jane stash and pulled out these really cute black foam stickers to spell out Rainforest. So you saw me misspell it at first. I put an extra R in there. And then I decided to move it over to be next to the paperclip instead of starting on the paperclip. But that's just going to be my title for this. I'm just going to call it This Rainforest. And then I'll have journaling going down the right-hand side of the page under that red scallopy piece. So that's kind of how it's coming together. This one came together so smoothly. I really like how it's just easy for your eye to go around the page. There's a clear visual triangle. My last page, while fun, I mentioned already, it was a lot. So usually when I do a page like that, I want my next one to be more clean. So I did. I couldn't help myself. I just had to add a couple doilies, but I think adding that white really helps kind of keep it fresh. And it also made sure that that die cut with the lemon and the leaves didn't bleed into that green background that it's on top of. So but I'm happy with my embellishment there with all the ephemera, so I took that away and I'm just using a ruler to draw my lines out. This overhead view of the journaling looks real busy, but you can read the journaling in person. I never realized how busy it looks until I'm doing these voiceovers and I'm like, oh, that's really hard to read from this angle, but you can read it in person, so I'll just read it for you. I kind of already told you what it's going to say, but it says, today we spent over 4 hours inside a rainforest along the road to Hannah. We found edible plants, numerous waterfalls, and many hidden treasures. So my next page that I will do next is another page for this rainforest tour, so I will talk more about those edible plants. But for this one, I wanted this one to kind of just give you a little bit of information about these photos. I mean, one photo is me in and amongst all these tree roots and stuff, and that's right next to one of the waterfalls. And then the one on the left, we had to climb up a bunch, like a wall of rocks to get back to the trail, so that was kind of fun. But yeah, this is my page. I did add some black Nouveau drops to kind of finish it all off. But here are the close-ups, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having fun with this month's How to Kill a Kit with Style. There is a lot more to come, so stay tuned. Thank you guys so much. Bye.